Don't worry, you'll be able to choose the role you plan in just a second. Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the right. Your season starts now. Kick your season off by starting your first game. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. You have a big decision to make about one of your players. Your player is now ready to. There is a high chance of re-injury if you play him. Scouting points are earned every week. Make sure you use all of your points. Here are all the players that will appear in the upcoming draft. Select to scout this player, and each skill unlocked will cost you scout. Unlock this player's true skill ranking to see if you just found a diamond in the rough. This means You have a player that is all healed up from injury and available to play. All combine stats such as the 40-yard dash are now available in scouting. Check it out. Each player now has a combine grade. Combine performance tells you how his speed Welcome to Draft Week. All the effort you spend scouting comes down to this. Start the draft when you're ready.
The Browns are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Cardinals have just picked up Haynes. Adam, tell us more about him.
You heard his name brought up more and more as the college season went on. He really had a breakout year, getting the attention he deserved after having several monster games in which he looked almost uncoverable. Even when defensive coordinators started game planning around him, using double teams and throwing a safety in there for support, he still found ways to make plays. His quarterback put a lot of faith in him, and hopefully this team's quarterback will be able to do the same in due time.
The Colts pick is in. Adam, give us the rundown.
The old saying of "what have you done for me lately" could be used to explain his rapid rise in draft value. After a late season performance that saw him make several key blocks leading to scores, sources said that many scouts were willing to overlook otherwise average statistics leading up to his final game. NFL expert Ross Tucker felt that his upside far outweighs any concerns that he's a one-hit wonder. Tucker raved about his natural footwork that he called a quote-unquote gift for someone his size. Patience may be needed to help him grow into his full potential, but this team feels as if it has bolstered its offensive line with this big pick.
The Jets are now on the clock. All right, let's go to Adam Schefter, who's got more on this pick.
How quickly a year flies by. It's hard to believe that it was just 1 year ago that this kid caused a media firestorm when he announced he'd be staying in school for his senior season to make a run at the championship. Since that announcement, all he's done is win games, impress scouts, and validate why NFL teams have been so excited for him to finally graduate. At the same time, several analysts predicted staying another year in school may hurt his draft stock. Todd McShay even called the decision a gamble. GMs I talked to disagreed, feeling that the extra year has made him even more dynamic. He's an NFL-ready talent who should be able to find the field very quickly.
Our very own Adam Schefter has more to say about this pick.
Matt Miller was glued to the ongoing soap opera that was his story this season. A feared pass rusher, he couldn't quite seem to play with the same intensity on a week-to-week basis. Some weeks he looked absolutely unstoppable, terrorizing opposing quarterbacks. Others he looked out of place, struggling to make any sort of impact, even taking himself out of the game multiple times in fits of frustration. Some GMs I spoke to felt that his lack of consistency was due to a lack of maturity, something that can be easily addressed by the right coaching staff. This pick could have tremendous upside or could end up as a what could have been story. It should be interesting to see how this saga plays out.
The Colts are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley.
Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Come on! They'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hayes. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right.
That's it!
Alert, alert.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take it down deep into Tennessee territory. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Flex round! Flex round!
Hey, turn it up, turn it up.
Here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Drop just inside the 20. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jack Doyle. Drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And this is incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he's brought down. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just... And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brian Arakpo coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play that gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but they still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Throw left side complete. It's Doyle. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And he whips that one incomplete there. Spencer Ware, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open. And this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Eric Ebron from 21 yards. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Brian Arakpo from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10.
Here we go. White 90. Flex round. Flex.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Jack Doyle, already his 2nd touchdown here this opening. With a little over 2 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter, the offense gets ready to take over. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over, escaping the pressure right. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Flex round. Flex round. Come on, let's go. White 90.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. A reminder coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of our first half.
LR, that's my man.
That's your guy. Brought in left side by Snead. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes. Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they're likely to force a field goal attempt.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. But that's one step in the proper direction.
Flushed out right. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. 16 yards the pickup there. The Colts have a first down.
On 3rd down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Chester Rogers from 17 yards. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
Flex round.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. Third down here. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete. He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Wiggles free. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got room. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The player is... Third quarter action to this offense will have a 1st and 10 as they get set for the next drive. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
we've got
the lead. Defense, don't give up any points, turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
The Colts on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Watch twist.
Let's go.
They'll drop to throw. Goes to Ware on the screen. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't, because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning we're
under pressure again, and down he goes again. Wesley Woodyard. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Colts send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory.
I got him.
And the gamble pays off. They get the first.
That's what I do.
Back to throw now on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't fumble, really. He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Here we go again.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
And they're going to try this again. It's another fake. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And the Colts getting ready to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He gets away from one. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here we go.
They'll set up a throw. Escaping the pressure right. And some room to roam now. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
On the ground, this is Ware. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action.
Double tight. Alert.
to throw here. Forced out to his left. They find some open field here. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Back to throw here. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. Pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know if 3 is good, 4 is excellent, you get 5. That's a win. They'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Jarrell Casey in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 16.
Come on, let's go. Hey, what? 90. Ohio.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Josh Gordon from 21 yards away. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Let's go. What? Ohio.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Here we go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion.
We got three down.
What? 90. Flex round.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. Back to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Ohio. Let's go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. And the Colts coming out now. They run it here. Ware. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Now another timeout here called by the Titans. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back.
Watch tight end. 3 down.
Let's go.
They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Doyle. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Move.
Come on, let's go. Red 38.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player? Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
The Colts on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it.
And after the made field goal, here's Adam Vinatieri to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. Elsewhere, they're on to the 4th quarter of MetLife Stadium. It's the Texans firmly in control of that one. They've scored again. Deshaun Watson tearing that secondary apart. He's got a 300-yard afternoon and 4 touchdown passes.
Just like that. Just like that. Mike's 50.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Mariota yelling out the play call as he hustles everyone to get set. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
Trips.
Back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together,
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
I am actually so annoyed that it didn't record any of my audio for that. I sat here and talked for that long. And it never even warned me that my audio sharing was off. Thanks a lot. Thanks a freaking lot.